Y'all, I had such high expectations from A Tree Fell in the Woods. Honestly, I was thinking when I first saw the title and just the stills, I was really under the impression that this was going to be the comedy film which is going to come out of Tribeca this year. Unfortunately, I that isn't the case. I was quite disappointed, but also I wasn't completely let down. The film is a mixed bag. There are parts of the film which work, which are quite funny, but honestly, there are some bits which I was like, I wasn't entirely convinced that this is something that I'll be keen on. So let me just quickly tell you a little bit about the story, which I think is already. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I think some of this is already available on Rebecca's website. So I'll just be very brief and just let you know what it's about. It's about two couples who are celebrating the Christmas and the New Year's Eve. They are headed to the woods, to this, I don't know what to call it, this huge house, where they're going to stay and they're going to spend their Christmas Eve. Now, these four people are Mitch and Melanie. Both of them are a couple, and Josh and Debs. The two of them are a couple. Now, out of these four people, Mitch and Debs are really good friends, and they're almost like best friends. They bond over political theories about economics and about the world at large, which we are going to come to later. Now, these four people just enter this house. Everything is going fine until Mitch and Debs, who by the way are best friends, decide to take a walk, and they find out that their significant others are sleeping with each other. How are they able to find out? Because there's literally a tree that was covering the window of this mansion or this house, and the tree falls. So hence the title, A Tree Falls in the Woods, and they are able to find out that their significant others are sleeping with each other. Now, obviously, this is not going to go down well with either of them. So they go back to the house and they decide to not confront them initially, but eventually, their angry outbursts just come out of nowhere, and they decide to leave. However, there is a crisis. There is a storm coming, and now all four of them, who by the way know that their significant other is cheating on them, they must stay in the same house. Now, what happens next is absolutely insane, and I swear you guys, this premise is so good. I just wish the director and the actors had, utilized this premise, which, by the way, I still think could have been a gold mine of jokes and self-discovery. I wish this was utilized to its full potential. So, let me just talk about the film a little bit. It isn't until the 60-minute mark that the film really gets going. A lot of punches and a lot of humor in the film falls flat, and some of the jokes which I wish would land, they don't really do. In fact, I would say the actor who plays Mitch is practically carrying this entire film on his shoulders, because a lot of humor comes from the fact that he looks the way he looks, and he's quite overweight, obese. He's funny, he's entertaining, and of course there is some kind of a male jealousy slash rivalry going on between Mitch and Josh. I think his name is Josh, the well-built guy, and he's all the well-built guy who's like this wildlife photographer for National Geographic. So it's quite hilarious to watch that bit. Other than that, I was honestly not very invested in the film, at least in the first hour. And it is only in the last 20 minutes when all four of them get high on a mysterious substance, which you'll find out about when you watch the film. When all four of these people get high on a mysterious substance, that is when sparks fly and absolutely unexpected things happen. And honestly speaking, that is the part where this film really really shines. I think for me the best part was, and it was almost heartbreaking when Melanie, that's Ashley Park, when Melanie admits that she loves desserts but she was just pretending to hate them, because when by the time the dessert would come in, she would not have anything left to talk about with her husband, and then that will make her really sad. So she has spent all these years pretending that you know she doesn't really like desserts, when in fact she really loves it. And then she also is extremely insecure about the fact that her husband, Melanie's husband, that is Mitch, and Deb, the two of them bond really well over politics and economy, but she has nothing to contribute to it. So she, at least 4 to 5 times across the course of this film, she asks, "Am I dumb? Do you think I'm stupid?" And it's really heartbreaking when she says such things. And then, then the asshole, this guy who everybody hates, that's Josh, this wildlife photographer who just can't put on his clothes and who would just remove his t-shirt and who would just start roaming around and hitting on random women. There is literally a time when I felt for him when he said, "I don't like myself," and I was like, oh God, that perfectly explains why, he's being such a vulnerable narcissist, because he hates himself, but then he pretends that he loves himself as well. And then Debs, for that matter, even says that, she was in love at one point with this bandmate who she was really fond of, but she chose not to cheat on Josh. So I think the film works the best when it talks about some of the really hard hitting and painful truths about marriage, infidelity, and what it's like to stay loyal to a certain set of to your partner across many years. But honestly, I just wish the film was just as funny, and if only the camaraderie between the actors and the punches, the comic punches. I think the film really lacks comic punches, and those one liners that will make you laugh. Had those one liners been, really good and really engaging, I would have loved this film, because honestly, the last 20-25 minutes, the emotional bits, the film gets all of them just right. Now, how the film ends, I'm not going to tell you that. You have to watch it and figure it out for yourself. But if I just wish A Tree Fell in the Woods wasn't written as a comedy drama and it was just a drama, because the film works really well as a drama. The comedy bit, again, like I said, not so much, but the drama part is just as good as any other film. And if you are keen on this, I think I'm not going to tell you whether you should watch this or you should not watch this. It's entirely up to you. But yes, if you decide to watch it, the last 20 minutes of the film are really going to, they're going to win you over. So that's about it for this review. If you are keen on, other reviews coming from Tribeca Film Festival, there are at least 3 to 4 more reviews coming out. You have to keep a watch on this space. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and follow this space for more.